y'all, Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for about 18 years, and I'm here in my hotel room. I'm in the Chicagoland area. I'm going to the Face and Body show tomorrow. There's this new modality I'm dying to learn, and it's called Plasma Blast or Fibroblast. And I keep seeing this like all over Facebook, and other estheticians are starting to freak out because it's so amazing. If you have a machine that will burn off facial abnormalities, you know, like skin tags and pigmentation and fibromas and just simple stuff, right? If you have a machine like that, you can use it for this. If you have excess skin, they can put dots, which are, they don't call them burns, but they do look like charred little dots of skin. But they put them in these patterns that actually shrink the tissue. And so it's pretty amazing. And I'm praying that it is allowed in the state of Indiana to use I have a Thermalo. So that's it. I just wanted to give you an update, what I've been up to. And I will keep you updated. If there's anything exciting from the show, I will post it. I just wanted to give you all an update. I did go to the class in Tampa, and I did get a treatment. I don't know if you can see this, but I've still got scabs from the treatment. The treatment itself is a little intense. They do put numbing cream on. I think I didn't leave mine on quite long enough, but it involves essentially numbing up the area and then using electrofulguration machine, or a machine that makes a little spark, and it makes a little carbonization, or it basically burns the skin very lightly, causing it to contract. And in most cases, you need a couple treatments, but it can give surgery-like results. It's very good at obliterating or sublimating or getting rid of excess tissue where you don't want it. It doesn't always do it the very first time. You may get half the results that you're wanting. It could take 2 to 4 treatments, although I think 4 treatments is pretty unusual. It's not really being done much here in the States yet because it's so new, but you will start to see it. So she sort of zeroed in on the jowls for me and my nasolabial folds. And I had 2 little pockets here, and I just love when somebody has an artistic eye and they can go straight for what makes you look oldest. And I was talking about this in one of my last videos, but there was a candid shot. I had no makeup on. I looked like hell. And I was like, why do I look so bad in this photo? How did you let me get this way? What's going on? She just went for this whole area here. I don't know if you can see this. That's scabbing, and they're not big bulky scabs. They're really tiny little thin scabs that just start to flake off, you know, and it's not painful after, you know. It was pretty intense, and she was fast, but it was intense. And I will keep you updated. The deal with this is that the first week, you know, you look pretty ugly. I was able to cover this with makeup. This is day 4 of my healing, so I'm starting to shed quite a bit. And by 7 days, usually all of the dots and scabs are gone, but the skin can regenerate and continue to produce collagen, and you'll have a thickening of that area. That collagen building aspect can last for up to 6 months. That's it. I just wanted to give you an update. I'll let you see this. That used to be more kind of like that, and it looks really good. Y'all know I went down to Tampa and got my face burned off. So when I started to peel, there's these little thin scabs that come off, right? Because it's an ablation. I mean, it's the tiniest, lightest ablation because the machine itself does not touch the skin, but it still is. And so when you start to peel like crazy, you're really not supposed to take off, you know, pick out the scabs. So I would just use the enzyme cream mask. Love this, love this. And then when things got better, I always go back to this. This is Image. They make some great products. And so I noticed like the lip lines, which she actually burnt all off. The little bit I had left, I could nix them with this product because it has the muscle relaxers in it. Once the scabs have fallen off and you're ready to get some healing going, you can do LED and you're good to go. And when I was healing on the 1st, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th night, I went ahead and used LED, and that helped quite a bit. For me, I feel like, you know, once the damage is done, especially after microneedling, and certainly after this fibroblast treatment that I had, I feel like the damage is done. The inflammation part is over, and they say the first 2 days are really important, and I'm like, show me the difference between somebody that recovers using this stuff and somebody that doesn't use this stuff. If you're an esthetician and you're big time into Google Scholar and always doing this research, if you could let me know that, I would love it, because people, they just tell you don't do that because you need that inflammation, but they don't tell me how much better of a result I'll get if I go through that extra suffering. I'm open to it. I just don't want to make my clients suffer. Okay, that being said, this is what's working for me. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. I had told you I was getting a neck lift, fibroblast therapy neck lift, and I did. And, you know, it's going to take 3 months for the final result, but I'm thinking it's not going to work. Reason being is that I have too much fat there. That is submental fat, as they call it in the industry. It is just fat that used to be up here that kind of migrated as we aged and is now under our chin. I'm underwhelmed with the result. I don't think it was anything to do with her work. I think it was everything to do with just my facial anatomy, my neck anatomy, and the fact that I don't have a strong chin and I just have submental fat. So if you do plan on getting something like this done, the fibroblast therapy, you really have to keep in mind that if there's fullness there and extra skin, you're not going to get great results, because that fat, you know, the therapy cannot suck out the fat. If you have excess skin and no fullness, it works great on that. I think I jumped the gun on my last video saying that the fibroblast therapy didn't work because I had too much fat under my chin. The more I look at it, the kind of better I think it's looking. I think it's coming up a little bit, and it's really surprising to me. I can see how this could become addictive. The study continues, and this seems like a modality that you just have to be really good at. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm here in my treatment room doing a little unboxing. I just got my Plumier. This is a fibroblast machine. This is gonna help me with my plasma or my fibroblast treatments. So I got this from AO Medical. Lydia there was able to procure it because it is Korean made. And this is what you get. I'm so excited about this. It's really ergonomic, it's very light, and Korean made. I'm gonna charge it up, give it a whirl, and see how it feels. And I'm gonna be doing my neck, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a treatment to myself with this little guy on my neck. So first thing I do is apply the numbing cream. I wash my face. I do a bit of a granular exfoliation where I'll be putting the numbing cream. Wash it off and put some witch hazel, and then apply the numbing cream and cover it with cellophane. And now when I was doing the treatment itself, it was tricky because I kept realizing I was putting the mirror in front of the camera. I was like, oh no, and I would jerk it away. And I think the finished product wasn't too bad. Here is the finished product. I feel like I did really well here because I'm left-handed, and then when I got over here, it was like a big fat mess. But I'm getting ready to lay under the LED for about 30 minutes. Not really painful, I just feel like I have sort of a sunburn. I do LED the first 3 days, take a rest on the 4th day, and then every day after that until all the scabs fall off, which is usually a week. And that includes even my 63-year-old self-proclaimed bad / slow healer, smokes like a chimney neighbor. But she's still getting some nice results, which is kind of crazy. And even she only kept the LED for 7 days. I did her treatment on a Friday and had the LED back by Thursday and took aftershots, and she was 95% clear, had a little bit of scabbing where we had done some extra work for past acne scars, but she was scab-free within 7 days. So I will keep you updated, and I guess I'll be a redneck this Memorial Day weekend. I gave myself a treatment with this last Friday. I'm still healing. I don't know if you can see this, but still got the dots. They're way faded. You know, the first day they were like bright red, and then they start to die down. And I'll probably need 2 more treatments because I didn't want to do like a super high intensity treatment because the healing is not much fun. During the treatment was hardly any pain, and then the next day I noticed that there was a lot less pain and inflammation than when I've used other electric ion arcs. So I'm pretty impressed with this little guy. Earlier in the year, I trained with Isabel Brown down in Tampa. I took a class and then I went back and did some one-on-one because it's just so much to this modality. There's a lot of artistry, there's technique, there's common sense. So really important to get hands-on. My next treatment will be what they call a soft facelift. I have done one on the sides before, but what I'm gonna do this time is just get right here. So I'm gonna do maybe arch the brow straight up on either side and then across about an inch. So that will give me a little bit of a brow lift this way. I did a huge fibroblast session on myself on Sunday, and today is Wednesday. Actually, I did this on Monday. But yeah, I figured, if I'm gonna go for it, I might as well go for it. I will keep you updated because I'm really looking forward to a more wide open eye area, and hopefully some of this tear trough stuff, the sunken in stuff, will look better. So stay tuned. Today is my very last fibroblast treatment. I would like a little bit more retraction just to this. They say when it's fat that you don't get any retraction, but I'm betting I get a little bit more retraction here. As far as technique, I do a blending of Isabel Brown's method, which is called Avatar Fibroblast, and dots. I'm just combining the best of my knowledge, hoping for the best results. So to prep my skin in order for the numbing cream to absorb better and quicker, I use some sort of fine grit granular that is not very strong, or it's pretty gentle. And then I go in, wash that off, and in this situation I'm trying 2 different numbing creams. I just want to see how they match up, and I've had clients say that Dr. Numb is really great, and so I'm trying that on one side, and I will be trying TKTX green numbing cream on the other side. So after I've applied the numbing cream, I apply saran wrap so that the active ingredient in the numbing cream does not degrade. Okay, I got about 5 minutes left waiting for the numbing cream. I have applied Dr. Numb on my right side and TKTX, the green label, on this side. And I feel like my left side is more numb, but we won't really be able to tell until we get the Plaxil going. So the Plaxil, I put my little tiny needle in. Can you see how tiny that is? It's very tiny. Well, right at 30 minutes, I am going to be removing some of this numbing cream and starting to work. I generally like to start from the middle and go up, up, up. But they say to work in the direction you want to lift. This is looking a little crazy. You want to keep it on where you're not working to keep that nice and activated. I guess the biggest challenge of doing fibroblast or plasma to yourself is just being able to see, getting the right angle. You can see me struggling with the mirror here, trying to look and see what I'm doing. And when I work on clients, I'm just a lot more detailed, and I can get that little 5th dot in the square of the die better, and just a little bit of a struggle, but not too difficult. So I did my earlobes really well, which is kind of an interesting thing you can do with this. Earlobes past 50, sometimes past 40, looking pretty floppy, and this brings them right back. And another thing I didn't show on this is that I went in afterwards and I did a lot of the Avatar method, which is really good for going back in and cinching and shrinking certain areas in a very detailed way. Okay, so finished product. You guys see some areas I'm going to do a touch-up. Stay tuned for final result. So this is what I look like on day 1. And I'm using natural light so that you can see exactly what it looks like. Okay, so this is day 2. I'm here in front of the window trying to get natural light. Kind of looks like I have a rash. That's what my sister said yesterday. But not too bad, does not hurt. You can see how it's starting to break up and get smaller. Not a hard recovery. And this is what it looks like. It doesn't hurt. It's getting a little bit itchy because it's starting to peel. I don't know if you can see that. I saw some peelies around here. Went out last night, just had a scarf on. In the dark, you can't really see. When you're away from somebody, you can't really see. It's almost like contouring. So this is Monday. It's really peeling today. The dots are really tiny. Scabbing off sort of in a normal way. But I think I'm going to get a little bit of a lift, which I'm excited about. I'm not really going to be able to see that for a couple months. At about the 10th week, the collagen type 1, which is the strongest type of collagen, gets replaced. It has the most tensile strength, so that will start to pull things up. It happens gradually, but it happens most in that 3rd month, so this will take 12 weeks. I expect this to be gone. It's just going to slowly keep fading, and it's middle of winter, so I can wear a scarf. Yeah. I did this plasma treatment to myself. It's been, so today is Saturday, I did it last Thursday. It's been 9 days. And so you can tell it's all healed up. I've got a little bit of residual redness. I have been using my LED just about nightly. I think I've skipped a few nights. And every time I use that, I can see the next day that it is lighter. The redness dissipates quite a bit. So if you have had fibroblast and you have residual redness, get yourself an LED that is going to take it away, because I've had people contact me asking about that. LED, 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 vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C. You know, splurge on some really good products. Neogenesis Recovery comes to mind, Neogenesis Booster. So in this side-by-side clip, I just wanted to show you the difference in my skin and my face over the last 1.5 years. I have been using Neogenesis consistently. I do microcurrent, and I also use Scopla, amongst other myriad products. But my constant is Neogenesis. And I've also had 7 fibroblast treatments, all in different areas. And so it just shows you that consistency is key here. Also, you'll see if you look at the bottom third of my face just looks a little bit shorter and more compact, sort of hugging my features better. In a word, fresher, younger. People keep asking me for follow-ups to the fibroblast, and here it is. I'm not really sure. I can't get much better. This is natural sunlight. The thing with fibroblast is it looks really natural. I mean, it's not a lift. You're not going, it's not surgery, you know. So it just makes your natural contours tighter. If you look at me in 2017, I may not have looked bad as far as skin quality, but my soft envelope was too big, without a doubt. And so I'm trying to recreate that one of the same videos I did where we lived somewhere else, but I was using natural sunlight and I was using my camera, but I think that was an iPhone 6 and this is a 10. And so I'm just not, they have totally different cameras. This one is way better camera, but I think you can see, I've had people that tell me in person I looked just completely different. As far as having an extra long face, I don't know. I think it looks better. I can definitely tell through my neck for sure. But, you know, it's not a deep plane facelift. So the results will be really natural. And that's one of the really great things about fibroblast is that it looks natural. It looks better than I think it has in my 40s and certainly not being 50. It just looks better now. And I'm pretty happy with it.